Hey everyone, welcome to Springford Area's high school. And we have an absolute beautiful day here. I am Bill Culp here with Ray Dunn, and we got a tennis match today, Ray, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It hasn't felt like, this is actually spring weather. We're actually getting a little bit of taste of spring here today, Ray. And we got a matchup against the Springford Rams versus the Owen Roberts. That's our visitors. And Ray, talk a little bit about what we're going to be watching today.
I agree with you. Absolutely beautiful. Anytime I can roll out the sunglasses for a broadcast, it's a beautiful day out. But what we're going to be looking at today, what you're going to be seeing most of is the first singles between Malchu Pasquale and Sam Savage. Pasquale comes into the game into the match. A little verbiage there. 6-1 on the season. His only loss coming against Phoenixville's number one. Springford as a team, also 6-1 on the season. Half game back Methacton, who they did beat in their division, so a lot going on there for them. OJR as a team, 2-3 on the season, 1-3 in the pack. Should be an exciting match today.
It's absolutely beautiful. We got a little bit of a breeze here today, but I don't think that's going to affect us, especially, these kids have probably been practicing and playing in 40-degree weather here the last couple of weeks here, Ray. But in talking, for those that don't know the tennis matches and a little bit of a difference, there's some differences here in high school, Ray. And number one is one of the rules is they only play up to basically the best out of 3 sets here, Ray. What do you think about that? What's that mean for those playing tennis? Only best out of 3.
It means if you're the casual tennis fan that only kind of tunes in when the big championships are on, they typically play 3 sets, and that's when you get the really long, hours long. We can assure you that's not going to be today. Not hours long today. One less set to get to, essentially get you to a best of 3 type of deal when it comes to sets.
All right, as they're warming up, one of the things I know, especially with the fall tennis, and I'm assuming, Ray, is what makes high school unique is this. As you can see, and our great camera crew is going to show you right here, there are no judges out there, Ray. All right, there are no line judges, so they're on the honor system. Now, would that bode well for you, or how do you think it bodes for them?
I would say, as a very truthful young man, that bodes rather well for me. Well, actually, no, I take that back. It would not bode well for me because I would be too guilty to actually give myself the benefit of the doubt. I'd be like, oh, fine, it was probably out. Like, I'm probably not good at this. So there's that. For my opponent, though, I think that bodes fantastic for them because they definitely have their way with however they want the call to go.
Yeah, really, it really gives them, in a sense, a lot of power. And like you said, it teaches, I guess, that the ultimate sportsmanship when it's a really, really close game, and whether that ball's in or out, hits that line, whether it be the baseline or the side there, you're really, you got to be absolutely honest. So I'll be honest with you, it'd be tough for me, Ray, if I I told Coach Regan, about this in the fall that, it'd be really tough for me to say that was in or out. I'm thinking that's in if it's my shot. Every 5 seconds there. But one of the other interesting things, and you mentioned Malchu, and we're, Nolan, who's the second, player for the Springford Rams. One of the things they have to do during the week is to decide. They don't just, coach doesn't just decide, Coach Brennan here, who's going to be number 1, number 2, but they have matches during the week. And, what do you think that's like during the week, as an athlete? How tough do you think that is on the players?
I always think that's really interesting. Sports that where your top is really it's decided based on it's not like basketball or baseball where basketball you can play 1-on-1, but most of the time it's the guy starting. There's just that's the way it is. Baseball, that's kind of the way it is. You can't play 1-on-1 there. Here you actually get to decide. I know track runners. It's the fastest time tells you who's going to start, and for tennis, it's the hot hand tells you who's going to start. Who's having a good week? If you're playing well, then you're going to be the number 1 singles guy. And I think that really elevates the way both of them play because it's a constant competition because you want to be that top guy, but at the same time, it's making your teammate better.
Well, you know what? You talk about competition, and Ray, I can't wait to see the competition here on these tennis courts. When we get back, RCTV's production, the Springford Rams hosting the Owen Roberts.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream, that I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly, just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Springford Area High School. Right here, beautiful view of the tennis courts, and we're about to see a match between the Springford Rams, who are hosting the Owen J. Roberts Wildcats. And Ray, I was thinking as those commercials and during break, and we were talking about some of the interesting things and, just what makes tennis, especially high school tennis, unique than those that probably see professional. But one of the things, looking over here at Coach Brennan, I know the coaches, they can't call timeout, really, and they can't go out onto the court and really coach, call these kids and get them, kind of straightened and this and that. I mean, what kind of element, what do you think that adds to this?
I think that's just an emphasis on the mental toughness of your players. I mean, you have to be able to sustain what what you're doing on the court at all times. You have to be able to go through the highs and not get too focused and too excited about what you're doing, and go through the lows and not, in the same sense, get too focused on what's going on the court for you, because eventually it works itself out. You just have to keep playing your game, and I think that's what the coaches have to in practice. They have to get players kind of in that consistent mindset, because they can't really communicate at all. I mean, he can yell, sure, but he can't stop the match, say, hey, come over here, we need to talk, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to fix it. It just makes the coaching going into these matches even more important, and the pre-match strategy, just how they're going to play, how they play, and how they're going to hit the ball, all those things they have to figure out well in advance. There is no adjustment, there's no, here's what you got to do per se. This is what has to happen tomorrow, and this is what's going to happen tomorrow.
And you talk about you mentioned obviously they're part of the the mental aspect of the game. Thinking about today, like I said, all kidding aside, we talked about it. The weather has not been kind this spring. This is the first time, and we got news at my school this morning. It's been almost 200 days, 188 days since we've seen 80-degree weather. So do you think that could have an effect? These kids are used to playing in 40-degree weather. Do you think this could have effect on some of the kids in regards to their stamina and playing in this 80-degree weather for the first time in 188 days?
You mentioned that. Maybe I'll have to go get myself a cup of water before we get going on these matches. Maybe I'm not going to be able to sustain this 80-degree heat. But in all honesty, yes, I think definitely the physical toll will be interesting to see today. Obviously, playing in cold weather, it's not exactly better for you. There's a different type of toll that takes, because when you're in the colder weather, you don't really feel how tired you're getting until you actually stop for a second. Like in between games and such, they might start to feel that. But in the heat, you know exactly how tired you're feeling, and that can wear on someone. It's really just about them not overextending too soon. Obviously, you want to go all out for everything. You want to be the type of player that, can go and get that ball that no one thinks you can. However, don't go for it right away. You have to be able to sustain yourself. You're not going out. It's a marathon, not a sprint. That's essentially what I'm going for here.
I agree. And talking about showing yourself, and I want to use the term showing your cards here. And we're watching our number one matchup here, Malchu Pascal and Samuel Savage here. We're watching them warm up. Kind of interesting. You're warming up. Usually in other sports, you're warming up with your own teammate. Here, as you can see, they're warming up against their opponent. Do you want to, what do you think? Do you think they're not wanting to show their cards completely, like not hitting their full serve as they're warming up, not just not showing them everything they got. I mean, do you think they're doing that during these warm-ups here?
Absolutely. You gotta hide a little bit, even if it's just a slight subtlety in the way you serve, or you're not hitting it as hard as you can, or you're making yourself seem a little bit worse. You gotta hide a little bit. I don't think you can really show all the cards, because once it gets going, the other guy's gonna be like, all right, well, this is what I expect out of him. You gotta give him a different reality.
Yeah, you can see here, like I said, as those two just finished warming up and they're getting a drink before their match, it definitely is a gentleman's game here, right? Usually don't see, in too many sports where, the athletes are a little as cordial as they seem to appear here. Now, again, I would assume, here, Ray, that, they've known each other. They've known each other for years, obviously coming up through the tennis circuit. They probably played each other, and they got a pretty good grasp of each other's styles and what they like to do.
I have to say, going back to the cordialness shown between the teams, less than 24 hours ago, I was calling lacrosse, and I can tell you this is a nice, soothing transition into tennis. The handshakes before, nobody looks like they're about to take their stick and check someone with it, so certainly a gentleman's game, and it will be interesting to see if they're going to show the opponent something they haven't seen before, saying that these two have probably seen each other before.
I'd be hitting rockets at them. I mean, right at them. Rockets.
Are you going for the intimidation factor? Is that your kind of deal?
No, I'm just mean. I'm mean.
All
that's just the way I am. Yeah, not the intimidating factor. As you can see physically, I am strong, but physically probably not the most intimidating person.
Well, I'm not saying physically intimidating him. I mean, you're going out in warm-ups and just firing rockets at him, making him think that you're coming at him.
Correct. Or maybe hurt a rib. Why not?
Yeah, I mean,
they need those.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. That's what I'd be thinking this whole time.
I'm not worried about the honor system for you. I'm just worried about the ethics behind your tennis game now.
That's right. All right, and taking a look here at Sam Savage here. A southpaw. We got a southpaw here, and obviously we can see our second match here. There's not too many left-handers here. Do you think sometimes that's an advantage at this point in high school, probably seeing each other at this point, or do you think they're probably used to it at this point?
I think it's a change of pace. I think it'll certainly be something else, having the racket come from the other side of the body. But I think Malchu Pascual is definitely in a position in his tennis career where he's seen a lot. He understands the game very well. He obviously plays at a very high level. I think it'll be an adjustment at first, but the way he plays, he'll be on top of it by the time we get going in this match. And I think we already have gotten going here in this match. I see.
Oh, that was the first match. All right, with Samuel Savage, who was serving there, and took the first match. So yeah, I thought they were still warming up there, but I didn't see him move to the other side. And with tennis, you serve from one side. Once you get the point, you go to the other side. Is Machul Pascal with a big serve, misses that. And again, if you fault twice, as you know, that's 15. He gets that one in as it's a long return there. Samuel Savage, so 15 love. Machul Pascual getting the early lead and trying to get back in this match. Is Samuel Adams tossing it up like an air guitar. Pretty nice there.
I got a phrase from the Coach Brennan today on what.
Nice big serve, and he got that one.
What goes into winning a high school tennis match? He said, in and win.
That's so true. That's so true. Well, Ray, I'll tell you what, as you know and most of my followers know, I'm a phenomenal athlete. And one of the things I always did in tennis is he goes up 45 love here against Samuel Savage. I keep the ball, 40 love, excuse me, is I like to keep the ball in. Let them make the mistake. Just hit it in, like you said, in and win. It's a big serve there. Samuel serves it up. Ooh, hits the baseline, just gets a little bit of part of it as he tries to slice it there and calls that out. So we got an even match here, 1-1. As Machul Pascal evens the sides up. Got 1-1, and as we said, these matches, Ray, you go up to 6, and if you don't have two match lead, it goes until you're up by 2. All right, so that's a fault on his first serve. Tall Sam Savage in his double fault there. This is 0-15. So the advantage right now is in Macul Pasquale's court. No pun intended. Oh, another fault. All right, having a little trouble with his first serve here as he's waiting for that ball, and that's always a distraction. I can't play that ball rolling around there, Ray. It's a scary thing.
Yeah, I don't know how
that's
one deals with that. To me,
2 unforced errors right there. Two faults. So he's got to know 30 lead. You don't really see that too much there, Ray. 2 faults on 2 serves. It's a nice serve there. Gets that on the baseline, double backhand. Oh, beautiful forehand smash.
I believe last year in gym class, Mr. Donnelly kindly referred to the double fault as the Ray Dunn.
I don't know if that's nice. Oh, nice serve, but he tries for a big return there, and that's the being up 0-45 now, 15-45. It looked like Macul Pasquale was trying to take a big shot there to end that and get the 2-1 lead. He figured, hey, I'm up 3 shots. Let me take a shot here. Gets the first shot in as he does a little drop shot, and he misses that. So Macul Pasquale taking a 2-1 lead here, Ray.
That was a nice return right there. Made it very difficult for Savage to be able to return that.
Yes, it was. Really nice return there. All right. He looks a little loose there, Samuel Savage, as he going against Macul Pasquale. So he knows he got the first match, trying to gather his thoughts. At this point, you know, I'd be, 0-3 Pasquale. Sorry. That's right. My correction. I would have threw the racket at that point. Yeah, I would have threw the racket at this point. But Macul, going for a big serve there, like Boris Becker. Hits the top of the net. Second serve coming. So he's Savage, I'm sure, is going to try to get back in this game. And Ray, what do you think he's got to do?
I think he's just got to be more into it on that second hit. I think he's been able to return those serves so far, but after that initial return, whatever Pasquale's been throwing back at him, he hasn't really been able to return. You saw it right there. He fired that one over and out.
And I hit the other side. And you were just saying that. And that's the key in tennis there, Ray, is with that big serve, if you don't get a good return, guess what? You set up that other shot for the other side for that other return. And that's what, you know, Pasquale is doing right now as he's love 30. Already with a 3-0 commanding lead. This is a fast game here.
Certainly.
Fast match. It's absolutely beautiful today, though. Absolutely gorgeous.
Taking a look around at the doubles. I think we're doing good work over there at doubles as well. 2-1 lead, I believe, in the one closest to us. Obviously, all of you cannot see where we are, nor the doubles courts, but it looks like they got leads up and down the courts for doubles.
Double fault, and he actually ended up getting a good return there with that shot there as you're coming to get those balls. So Pasquale still got a 30-15 lead there. Actually, that was a very nice return by Savage as he gave a little backspin on it, a little touch. McEnroe-esh off the top of the net, dropping it in, but didn't matter. He double faulted as Pasquale serving from the left-hand side, which is the backhand, as you can see, and like I said there, Ray, if that was in, you could see on that return, set it up there beautifully. If Pasquale would have got that in, you see if that return is not strong, that gives every chance for the server just to come in and blast it. Oh, another double fault there, so 30-30. So a couple double faults, unforced errors here, 2 unforced. So Pasquale might be thinking, well, I got a 3-0 lead. You don't want to get too cute, Ray. Like you said, in and win. All right. Oh. There's a left return. Couple of backhands. Nice soft touch. All right, here comes unload there. Pasquale unloads. And a beautiful backhand, a return to the back line. Forcing the air on Savage there. So we got a 40-15 lead here He's serving for the 4th match. Looks pretty good, Ray. He's got a nice serve. He's got a really nice serve
He's looked
going.
very good so far. I'm looking over double singles too. Nolan Schweitzer looking very good. And as I said that, he hit the net, so I'm gonna keep quiet over here. I'll just keep jinxing him.
That's all right. Savage made a really nice return there as Pasquale really ripped it on the baseline, but again, it was at his forehand. Again, we talked about that left-handed, as you can see here, forcing it. You can see he's trying to serve against that now. Oof, we got a 40-40. We got deuce. That's not Staley.
That'd be
And I
pretty
don't
cool
know
if it
about
was,
that,
though.
Ray. I was going to ask you, I don't know if you know your history, but you know, why don't they do 1, 2, 3, 4? They do 15, 30, 40, and match.
I don't know my history on that one.
Either do I. I don't know why they did it. Heard a comedian talk about that once. Advantage right now, Pasquale, in this match, looking to seal the deal. He gets this one. He has etched the 4th match.
It really is
Ooh.
a fantastic question.
Big serve. Yeah.
You go by 15s, then you just decide, oh, 10 sounds like good to me.
Oh, that's long. Beautiful. Charges the net, causing him to try to go overhead. As we said, I believe that's a 4-0 lead. Just waiting for the tennis balls. And this is one of those games. Oh, maybe it is. It's his advantage now. Maybe I was wrong. I apologize to our viewers. Nice serve. Beautiful spin on that, Pasquale. So there he goes. He had the advantage there. It was deuce. Taking the 4-0 lead there. Really nice backspin on that serve there, Ray. Really nice.
Looking very good right there.
You can tell he seems pretty poised. I mean, he looks a lot different. You look at, I hate to say body language. We know about talking about Donovan McNabb and ripping him all the time about body language, but Savage kind of looks a little bit more like, hey, I'm just happy to be here. Where Pasquale's, he's going after him.
And it's the calm demeanor, really. If anyone watching right here sees Pasquale playing, fantastic, but it's just consistent. It's gonna do this is how it's gonna go, and you're going to like it. And so far, so good.
Yeah, he likes it. All right, as Pasquale hits it a little wide there. He's down 0-15, excuse me, 0-15 to Samuel Savage. But he's looking at a nice cushion with a 3-0 match lead. Looking for that shutout here. Oh, trying for the big serve there. And as you can see, again, with that, sometimes, Ray, when you're trying to do is on that serve, you're trying to hit it to their weaker side, whether it be their, most of the time it tends to be their backhand, and you want to keep it away from the forehand. But a lefty, you want to try to hit that line as he set himself up. Pasquale did position there. Oh, a nice recovery. But he's saying it hit twice. I don't know if Pasquale liked that. And we talked about that. See, that's where that honor system was. Pasquale thought he got a hold of that, but he called it a double there.
I certainly give him credit for going after that one, even if it did hit twice. It looked really nice to me.
It did. It did not look like it hit twice.
Might have my Springford eyes on, but
he's up 0-30 on the serve. First serve fault. And a nice, beautiful, big serve there. Big second serve to take a love 40 lead there. Oh man, Pasquale looking to get back into this match. I know that. And that was a big second serve. Usually, Ray, you usually see the more conservative serve, so you don't want to double fault on the second serve. As Savage trying to get another big serve. And victory is Coach Brendan coming over to check out his team. He's over at our big match here, checking out. Also, Nolan Schweitzer, he's checking out. On the other side, nice little drop shot, but Pasquale just unloads. Beautiful return there on the baseline. You can just watch him there. Ray, he just, basically like a quarterback, he sets his feet and he just, I could say a baseball player. He gets his hips and winds up and with a big return. Nice double backhand right there.
It's all about the rotation in the hips. Learned anything from when they tried to make me good at baseball. In order to get the power when you're swinging through, it's all about the rotation of the hips.
Oh, I must be completely off. See, he did call that a good shot. I'm sorry about that. Those viewers, I wish we could be out there and hear those things. So Pasquale taking a 5-0 lead. I'm butchering that score right there. Absolutely butchering.
All good.
Like Alice's boyfriend on Brady Bunch. I don't know if you remember
I
that,
get the
Ray.
reference. Don't worry.
All
I
right,
get the
all
reference.
right. I'm just saying.
My parents made sure I was cultured. I got the reference.
Yeah, I mean, you're young. I'm in my 20s. Big serve by Pasquale. Oh, mom. Unloaded on that. I could return that, Ray.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Not in, but I could return
No one's questioning it.
it. Second serve is definitely return is wide, so he takes a 15-love lead against Savage.
You know, little look at the track runners going in the background.
Yeah, pretty nice. Those tennis players got to be wondering, maybe I'd rather be here than there.
Yeah.
Running around doing those laps. Again, is Pasquale looking to close out the set. I can't see the other score there, Ray, for our other matchup.
Yeah,
Might go to that if this one ends. Oh, nice serve. Calls that out. Oof. Pasquale looking at his second serve here. It's a beautiful shot right there. Nice camera work. And, you know, Ray, we got to give our props here. Our great camera crew here. Kate Dawson, Mark, Rafa, great Cheryl Merja, Mr. Pravetti, and the headmaster, Mr. Marathon, Andrew Rothermill. This guy, this tennis match, he could run all day, Ray.
Oh, yeah.
26.2 miles. He's going to put that sticker. I can't wait to see that on his car. So it'll look better when I key it. As Pasquale serves.
I heard he's going to put it on the back of the RCTV trailer.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good, actually, as our RCTV is getting some good miles.
Yeah.
Really nice, like I said, Kate Dawson getting a perfect view of the match here. And Ray, we called, Dave Pence and I called the baseball game the other day, and it was a much different story. It was like maybe 38 degrees out for the camera crew, and I'm not going to complain because we were up in the booth. I was warm as can be, but not the camera crew.
No.
Nice serve by Pasquale as Samuel hits it out. Just cannot get into a groove here as Pasquale's just overpowering him, Ray, with his serve. Just can't return. He's hitting the spots. He's moving it real well, Ray. Really is. He's hitting both sides. Hitting the middle of the court, hitting the side line. Really nice job. Oh, wow. Look at that extension. Ah,
Ooh.
nice return there as Pasquale looked to charge the net. Get that little drop.
That ball in the way. Where I'm sitting, I just don't like the way that you have to leave a ball right there. It just seems a little dangerous to me. Turning an ankle, slipping, doesn't make it easy for you to maneuver around it.
Big serve there
Yeah,
as
it was
Pasquale.
That was something fierce.
Takes a 40-15 lead here in this match. And he's looking to close it out here, Ray. And I'm sure he wants to do it quickly as Savage's got to get ready here. He's just not showing that he's ready. Is it beautiful? Let's see if he goes over the top. He's not. Can't do it. As a beautiful backhand. Oh, slicing it. And he calls that out. Is Pasquale not happy about that? He knew he had a set up there, Ray, to end that one. He had a little bit of a lollipop there.
It's such a nice return over the back of his head. Thought he might be able to sneak out of that one, get the points, get out.
Yeah, it's
get
one of
himself-
those, Ray, where Savage tried the lob and he just didn't get enough of it, whether it's the wind holding it up a little bit, but, that's a scary territory. If you don't get that over, Pasquale had a shot there on the baseline, on the side there to slam it. Just didn't get enough of it. Nice little drop shot there. Double backhand and is out, and that's I believe, again, I'm wrong with that score. I thought Pasquale took the set there. Big serve. And Pasquale calls that out. It's absolutely gorgeous today. Really is gorgeous. These kids. Unbelievable. It's beautiful. I'm sure they're appreciating this weather. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Just crushed that ball as he took the set. The first set, 6-love. So not too much of a, in a sense, a fight from Savage there as Pasquale's getting a drink. He might be, I guess, a little thirsty after winning the first set.
real thing he's thirsty for is a victory.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, when we get back, we're going to come back for the second set against with Pasquale facing Samuel Savage. It's the Springford Rams are hosting the Owen J. Roberts Wildcats when we come back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Springford Area High School and our tennis courts, where we have the Springford Rams hosting the Owen J. Roberts Wildcats. And we have Machul Pasquale, who's hosting Samuel Savage here in our #1 matchup here in Court 1 right here. And Ray, how'd that first set go, would you say?
I would say it was much in Pasquale's favor. He really dictated the way it was going to be played. I thought he looked thoroughly dominant throughout. Definitely came across as striking the ball with much more power, much more strength behind it, and it reflected. 6-0.
Yeah, one of the things we just saw here was the score flip, and it went from, just shut out a 6-love there in that set to 0-0. So, Savage trying to literally reset this whole match and start from scratch here. And one of the things, what do you think so far has been dominant for Pasquale?
I think it's both of them had pretty strong serves. I think both of them attacked it on the serve. However, I would say in terms of that second shot, Pasquale's second shot has been much stronger than what we've seen from Savage. Savage will get it across, and if Pasquale returns it, then he doesn't really have a strong second shot to go to. He doesn't have enough on that second shot to really disrupt what Pasquale is doing. Pasquale is able to dominate from there.
Yeah, I agree with you. It looks like, Savage here on that return as it's long, with Pasquale taking a 30-15 lead on serve, or 15-30 lead, excuse me. Savage is serving to Pasquale. It's that second shot where Savage just seems to, hold his racket almost, basically underhand, where he's hitting the ball up in the air, and that's allowing Pasquale to kind of set up and just slam it and unload on it, and really get turn his hips and really turn the racket there. He's serving his second serve here. Oh, nice return, beautiful return.
During our break, I was able to go over and talk to Jordan Gumby, the boys tennis team manager, and she was able to inform me that all 4 doubles were taking care of business in their first sets. So it looks like Springford right now positioned as a team very well. Everyone performing rather well. Last we checked on Nolan Schweitzer over at second singles, he was up 4-1. So a lot looking up today for the Rams against the Wildcats.
That's really nice that our great Andrew Rothenberg gives you a break. I didn't get a break.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you're a lot younger than me, and I'm union.
Yeah, well,
But
I mean,
it's all right.
yeah,
I appreciate you coming
I'm
back,
not being
Ray.
paid,
I appreciate you coming back. It's a beautiful thing.
They tell me all the time, we could get rid of you at any second. So
Let's hope not.
one of
Let's
these
hope
times they're
not.
rooting for me like to get distracted, and then we have an excuse. You can't do any more broadcasts.
All right, Savage trying to get back into this game as Pasquale took a nice early lead in his first match in the second set. He's looking to close it out. It's a little wide. Right. Let's see where Savage goes. Is he going to go to his forehand or his backhand? A little soft, takes a little to his backhand. And looks like a double fault. Called that out. He's serve, and again, he's trying his best he can to get in here, and he's hoping for that big serve here, Ray, to try to knock Pasquale off a little bit off of his game. But Coach Brendan came over. We saw right after the first set, came over and gave some a couple instructions, and I don't know how much he could say right now. Pasquale's really dominating. Nice, beautiful return there, as there was nothing he could do there as he takes a 1-0 lead here in the match in the second set. Really using the court well here, Ray, as he's, his forehand, as you can see, is just barely getting over the top of the net. And that's really what you want to do. You want to keep it low, and you want to hit it deep, make it difficult where, the further you are away, where that drop shot, especially you can see a little bit of that wind coming in. He's trying to get that return. It's just floating in there. So either A, it's out, or excuse me, Pasquale can just really wind up.
I'm not so sure if this is by design or just uh, something he does on the regular, but for Pasquale, he's really been able to move Savage around. And on a warmer day, a day where they're not used to the type of heat that's been out here, it can tire you out. And that's why when you see him get into those third, fourth shots, he's having much more success. And I think as we continue to move throughout this match, we're going to see just the effects of Pasquale moving Savage around all over the court.
Yeah, we saw Savage there kind of looking over to his family here, sitting on the bench. And unfortunately, we said that as a parent, coach, you can't go in there. You can't stop that bleeding. You can't go help, to say. So, Pasquale just really, taking advantage of that. Like I said, given no rest here as he's just in attack mode, absolute attack mode right now. Looks like he's well conditioned, Pasquale. I mean, he looks like me, Ray, a little bit. Upper body, of course, I'm a little bigger, but he might have me in the Cavs.
I mean, Pasquale comes from a family of tennis players. Patrick Pasquale, fantastic tennis player for 4 years at Springford. If he graduated last year, I want to say, maybe the year before. They all start to blend together once you're a senior, He was here at one point while I was here. That's all I'm going to say. He was a really great tennis player. Certainly a little bit to live up to in the name.
As Savage hits it wide there, and I'll tell Ray, just watching this, and I'm sure everybody out there knows. I mean, really, tennis is, me personally, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I absolutely love it, Ray, and it is absolutely so much based on endurance. You really have to be able to. I mean, you're one-on-one, and the endurance and the level of, basically the energy, and you have to be physically in shape. And we know in professional tennis, where some of these matches are over 4 hours long, it is absolutely essential. I mean, you just got to be in absolute unbelievable shape to play this game.
Yeah, it's interesting because the action itself, at times there are those quick, they got to
Points,
run
yep.
to make a play, but people would say it's more of a slow-paced game where you get them hitting it back and forth for a little bit, then they drop the ball a little bit, have that little bit of rest. But in reality, that wears on you. It's not something that you can just pick up because I'm bored and here I go. It does take a lot to be a very successful tennis player, and you have to be in the type of shape. And Pasquale himself looks like he's in the type of shape to endure a very long game. Nolan Schweitzer over on the other court. Really, this team in general looks like very, very in shape, very ready to go at any moment, and that has to be a testament to the coach.
Yeah, definitely. The condition of these athletes, again, you really do have to be unbelievable. And again, especially, it's nice being your age and their age here, Ray, because it does make it a little easier. That's what makes it so amazing when you talk about professional tennis, that, you got a Roger Federer who for over a decade, to be able to compete the way he does is absolutely phenomenal. It really is. This is like a mental game. It's like one of those, not like saying as mental as golf, but it's a mental game. As you can see, Savage mentally just a little bit out of it as he double faulted there again. That's 2 times in a row, maybe trying to do too much, trying to get back into this match against Pasquale. And Pasquale looking to close out this match and take a 2-0 lead in the second set here. But, it really is, it's a testament, to these guys. The condition is, it's really, it's you mentally and physically versus the other person. As he hit that in the baseline there, as he takes a 2-0 lead, as he comes here and turns that page over.
I would have to say, if I had to suggest one idea to Mr. Rothman on RCTV, I think we should get a one-time show, courtside with Coach Brennan. Because typically he's the host. He's got courtside with Coach Talley in the winter. This time we go courtside, tennis courtside, and we discuss the doings with the tennis team. Because I'd love to know how their practices work, how you prepare for this type of environment. I also love to get his insight on the tennis team this season, or really just in general, because ultimately he'll give you the tennis insight, and then he will give us a nice life lesson
Oh
throughout it.
yeah, I love the lesson. Well, it's tough. You think about. I mean, obviously they're only, it's high school. It's not professional, but they're only playing on one surface. But they're not playing on the grass or the clay, type thing. But this is you can see it getting slippery, especially in a sense if it does rain. The conditions are absolutely beautiful today with the weather, and you got a nice little breeze. But it does unbelievable, the cutting, as you can see, just the action, the footwork. Look at this. So that's wide. So he takes a 15 love lead here.
It's a very nice back and forth between the two of them right there.
Yeah, it's a nice little back and forth drop shots. Like I said, that's the thing with tennis. You gotta, in a sense, it really is knowing how you're gonna, you got to know where you're gonna put that shot before, and Ray, I'm not speaking for them, but knowing usually tennis players, it's in a sense like basketball or some other sports, as the ball is being hit to you, you are mentally, you're sort of also keeping that eye out across the court and seeing where they're running to help you decide where am I going to place this shot. If they're going wide right, and you're thinking back door left, short, this and that. But it really is hand-eye coordination along with the footwork. It's impressive.
Strategy. It's all over the place in this game.
Pascal with another really big serve here. He's making it look easy.
I know, seriously.
Absolutely
Pay him for
easy.
some lessons.
It is. It's unbelievable. Like me in the kitchen. It's absolutely a beautiful thing to see. Pasquale slams that down. He's up 4-0. They didn't change the cards like they did last time. They tricked us there, Ray. But it is 4-0 in our match. I'm sure after this next match, they'll turn their cards over. Nice return. Correct. Yeah, they change the cards. I apologize. They change the cards when they do switch sides. I'd be anxious, Ray. I'd want to know right away. It's like a test. I want to see my result right away. I want to flip that over, just so you know I got that win.
Yeah, you want that instant gratification.
That's right. I want that instant gratification.
You want everyone around you to know that instant gratification, because you could be tied 1-1, and for a while there, or you could be up 2-1. For a while they'll be up 2-1, but really you're up 3-1. You need everyone to know that you're up 2 instead of just up 1.
Yeah, Coach Brennick, he can't see the score right now. He just knows that somebody's reserved as he turns it long on the baseline there, the end line. And I'll tell you what, one of the things with Savage, I'm surprised he's playing with sunglasses. I think it's so difficult. Anything on your face there, Ray, I think is always difficult to do as he double faults.
Me personally, I'll never go against anyone wearing sunglasses. Huge sunglasses guy.
You don't do that when you're playing or running, do you?
Not when I'm running, no. I would need like rec specs type of sunglasses if I wanted to go out running. These things would fall off. Again, that all-out sprint at the end of a good run, and they'd fall off. I'd step on them.
Yeah,
And I'd probably have to cry a little bit because I broke expensive sunglasses. It'd be a mess. It'd really just be a mess.
Only James Bond needs to wear, glasses just in case he needs some slick oil or something like that behind the runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But other than that, there's no need for sunglasses, especially in sports. Oh, nice return there. Nice low return. There's nothing he could do, Savage, there with that one. As he comes to change get the ball. And it looks like Pasquale again looking to return this and take the commanding 5-love lead in the second set. Savage trying to get back into this. And the first serve, not good. Ray, it's hard to get that second serve, especially against Pasquale, who's so aggressive here. As you can see, double backhand. That's way long. Just can't get in the rhythm here. Pasquale just will not let him breathe, and you notice he's starting, he works pretty fast there, Ray. And again, maybe that's, part of his strategy, not let, the other opponent get comfortable, not letting Savage get in the groove, but as you can see, turns that card right there.
Once you're in rhythm, just keep attacking, just keep going after it.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it is fun to see, not to, it's great to see the sportsmanship as they cross each other. We know in, other sports and other times, if it wasn't gentleman's sport, just that little passing there. If somebody's beating you the way, Pasquale's is right now, it can get a little testy. maybe say something or this and that during that exchange. But keeping it gentlemanly like is good for the game. And Ray, one of the things just watching and looking around as we're watching the game, this is like one of those things that's just awesome, Ray. You see some parents over here with the lawn chairs, and they could sit up on the hill here, and they get an absolute gorgeous view of the beautiful high school here at Springford, and not only a beautiful return by Pasquale, but they also get a beautiful view of the RCTV truck. Unbelievable, state-of-the-art in that truck, Ray. I believe it cost $1 billion.
That's what the early estimates were in for.
Yeah.
I would say it was probably somewhere up towards $1.2 billion, but that's just what my people are estimating.
It's well worth it.
Absolutely.
That Rothermill's using every dollar. He's doing a great job here today, along with our camera crew. Ooh. Hits the net. Now, Ray, if it hits the net and goes in, it does not count as a fault, but that one did go wide. Pasquale looking for a big serve here. Nice back spin on that. He returns it. Oh.
Swinging for the fences.
Yeah, or he was swinging for his partner Schweitzer over there.
Yeah.
Almost hit his own teammate.
Little nod to Schweitzer, like, hey, I'm still over here. Nice to see you. Nice to interact.
Yep. As Bob Uecker said in Major League, little wide, little outside. With that, but still he's in a command here with a 5-0 lead in the match, and he's leading this match, in the set. He's 5-0. Returns a little long. Savage again tries to loft it on that back line, but it just does not work, as they are about to shake hands here as Pasquale takes the set, and Savage says thank you very much for the exercise, as Machul Pasquale beat Samuel Savage from Owen J. Roberts Wildcats 6-love. So there will be no third set here, Ray. And when we come back, RCTV might bring you either we got more coverage of tennis, or we'll see what the boss says when we get back next on RCTV.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Springford Area School District High School, the tennis courts. We just witnessed an absolute shellacking. Machul Pasquale beating Samuel Savage in 2 straight sets, 6-love. And Ray, it was just a complete beatdown today, where Pasquale was just completely on his game.
And Pasquale played fantastic. Really left Savage in a difficult position in all facets of the game. Serving, returning, he just wasn't quite there, wasn't quite up to the level that Pasquale was playing today. Pasquale picking up another win, moving him to 7-1 individually on the season. And the Rams themselves, as a team, already have 2 doubles wins today. Nolan Schweitzer working, you can see him on your screen right now. He's working. When I last checked, he was down 1-0 in that second set, but regardless, the Rams need one more victory, whether it be Added Jane, Nolan Schweitzer, either one of them picking up a singles victory, or one of the other 2 doubles pairings, and they will lock up the win for the team for the day, moving them to 7-1 in the pack, tied with Methacton, who they beat earlier in the year. So there's a lot of positives to look from today's match.
Yeah, really not a lot of love shown here from Springford to O.J. Roberts, visiting O.J. Roberts Wildcats. Like we said in this match, and as you mentioned, they seem to be having a lot of success everywhere else, and it looks like they are going to eventually close this one out and get the victory here, Ray.
Certainly an impressive day. The heat was turned up literally, but certainly the Rams turned up the heat figuratively on the courts today, playing rather well all around, especially Malchu Pasquale, who we showed you today. Everything looking up for the Rams.
Yeah, literally home court, no pun intended, was legitimately held strong by the Springford Rams here. And I am Bill Culp along with Ray Dunn. We'd like to thank you for watching this beautiful, absolutely beautiful camera work and job done here by RCTV and this production here at the high school tennis courts. And again, Bill Culp with Ray Dunn signing off. Until next time, make sure you stay tuned to RCTV.